thought today I'd do a video just because I've done the career things now. I just wanted to just add a little bit about like working in locations like abroad or in another town or city in your country. The very first thing I wanted to say, if you ever want to, particularly in this times now, very, very odd times at the moment, it's very important to get really good guidance, and I'm just going to tell you about astrophotography. I didn't know about astrophotography until a few years ago, and but I always knew that I wanted to move. Where I was living, it was absolutely fine, but it was mundane. It was very non-event really. I just literally all I did was work, and I really wanted to be somewhere where there was like had a bit more had an air of spirituality about it and everything. So, and I always liked this particular town in the UK, and I don't know. Whenever I went there, I just always felt happy. And I've been traveling there, having little breaks and things for many, many years. But I never really thought about moving there. And about 4 or 5 years ago, I was really unhappy where I was, and I wanted to change things because I didn't have the commitments that I had previously. And I remember kind of looking into. Now at the time, I actually just studied astrophotography. I'm not a professional now. I don't do readings in it at all. But what I did is I had a look, and I noticed that moon. My moon goes right through this town, and moon is happiness, is feeling nice, secure, and I have to tell you, since I've been here, I have had a lot more awakening. I've had a lot more, been happier. I've been feeling much more like at home. I've been able to express myself to really good friends. I just feel as though it's just opened a whole new, I'm not saying it's every town you go to, every place that you go to, it has got its own issues as well. But generally speaking, for me, it's been a very spiritual, and it has really broadened my horizons as such. Now, one of my teachers, Kashanti, he does astrophotography. So I'm not saying go and have a reading with him, but he's knowledgeable about it. I'm not knowledgeable about it, so I won't be able to do a reading about it. But all I can tell you is, if you're thinking about moving for a job abroad, it's not a bad idea to have a reading with somebody who is an astrologer and also does astrophotography at the same time, because particularly in these very unusual times, you don't want to go somewhere which is dangerous for you, or literally moving can change your luck, but you want to change your luck for better. I just want to say that. And also you want to make sure that I don't really know about outer planets, but when you use astro.com or Astrodiant, it is the site astro.com, and you put your details through, then if you look at your the free charts, it produces many. I don't know if it's Astro Travel, Click Travel, something like that, and you can go everywhere. You can go worldwide, or you can just have a look at Asia, certain countries in Asia, Europe, Africa, North America, South America. You can just literally look and see where is good for you. And now I always stay away from outer planets. I don't know anything about Western astrology, but I know Uranus can bring sudden changes. And when you're abroad, you really don't want sudden changes like that. Just, it can be a little bit scary. And Pluto can be dangerous as well. And Neptune can be deception. You want to stay away from Rahu, Ketu, naturally. You just don't want to entertain that. And Mars, danger. And also you want to stay away from Saturn. Saturn will age you, it'll give you more worries, makes you more fearful, more lax. So why would you want to live somewhere like that? But I mean, this is what I think, but always study it, and always, if you're going to do a major thing, make sure that you do the research, get good advice. For me, I just think wherever benefics are, why wouldn't you want to live there? Because even if they are like difficult in your chart, they still, they still benefics, aren't they? So that's what I did. But I don't say, I would definitely not say do as I did. But for me, Moon is not a good planet in my chart, and it's not well positioned necessarily. However, the town where I live, so even though it's not completely, but it's made me happy being here. So there we are. And it hasn't got, I wouldn't say, but it's definitely, I feel much happier and much more at home than any other places. Now, the reason why I wanted to obviously say about astrophotography is if your 10th lord or 6th lord is connected to 12th house, Rahu, 3rd house, or some people say 4th house, but I would say 3rd house really, then you know that your job might be, abroad. So if you want to choose somewhere to go, if you have choices, you want to make sure that you make those applications for work to countries that actually have, like, for example, with Mercury, you could actually have really lovely friends. Jupiter, you can meet really good teachers, people who can help you. Venus, Jupiter can be obviously male as well, can have children. You're in a husband material, and just optimism, gives you optimism for a man as well. And Venus, obviously love and just, enjoyment. And Moon, happiness. These are the planets that give you those. So for me, it will always be one of those. I'll always stay well away from any country that, particularly any points where they cross, like if you have like Uranus and Mars cross somewhere, I'll stay well away from that. You hear that people went on holiday and something awful happened. I mean, I don't know, because it could be just a freak thing, but you don't want to you don't want to, you want to change your life for better. So anyway, if you're like with education, if you're like 5th, 9th house, because those education houses, if they're connected to like your 10th lord and 10th and also 3rd or 12th lord or Rahu, something like that, or all of it together, it's got to be actually 12th and 3rd or something like that. Then you know that your education can lead to a job abroad. Equally, but if 5th and 9th house are not involved, 9th house actually can also mean if 9th lord and 10th lord or 9th lord and 6th lord are together, it could also mean that you get a job, because 9th house is not necessarily always abroad. It could also be a town in your country, away from you. So that could change your life for the better as well, if it's, well, obviously you look at your chart. But I would definitely say, like, for example, if your if 10th lord is connected with 12th lord, then you know that and there's 3rd lord gets activated in a dasha or something like that, then that could create the move abroad through work, because of work. If 9th lord or 5th lord, as I said before, involves, it could be through education, and you then get a job whilst you're there. You want to look at Mercury as well, Mercury and Jupiter as well. They're both karakas for education. So you want to see sometimes when you can look at D24, and if in the Lagna you have your Dasha Lord activates something like activates 10th house, 6th house or 12th house or whatever, then you know that could actually create through education or something you could move. And if they're connected also with your 10th lord, then amazing. That's really good. But generally speaking, those are the ones that I look at. Obviously, Rahu does play a big part in this. Rahu would be something different and foreign, so that could happen. But I just think that if you're going to do that, make sure that it brings happiness to you. Don't, particularly in these times, you don't want to move somewhere and find yourself in a really dangerous situation. Not at all. And so I just wanted to kind of share a chart with you. This is Penelope Cruz. So Penelope Cruz, let's just get rid of me here. That's lovely. Okay, so she's an actress. She's a Spanish actress. And basically what happened with her was that she was literally, her Mercury Dasha started pretty early in 1998, so January 1998. And that created a situation with her where it just changed her world, really. So if we start with her, let's see if I could just do, okay. So she's Aries ascendant in her D1, and she's got Mercury third lord, and third lord, she's an actress, so it's all self-expression and the arts. It's in the first house, directional strength, and obviously in an exchange with Mars, and Mars first lord has gone into third house, so she is very, very creative, very dramatic, it's amazing. So let's get rid of that as well. So we have now Mercury is sitting in her first house as well. She's got fifth lord, third house and fifth house, all to do with the arts. And exalted sun sitting with that Mercury is absolutely amazing. So really, really nice. And if you look as well, you can see that she has, like 9th house ruler and 12th house ruler sitting in the 11th house. So, we know that going abroad is going to create wealth for her. Jupiter being, Jupiter expanding her 11th house of gains, which is amazing. It's got lovely 35, look at that, the Astrophotography 11th house is sitting there with the second house ruler. Whenever second house, obviously trines second and 11th house, whenever there's connection with them, it brings money in. But particularly second and 11th house are just amazing. So when you have your second house ruler in the 11th house, it's mega. And obviously Jupiter expanding that. And also 11th house is not just money, it's recognition, accolades and everything. So literally she went into her Mercury Dasha. Mercury is also her Dharakaka, so it's seventh Lord Pada. Amazing. I mean, it's also she met her partner there. So obviously it's a really long Dasha Mercury one. But that activated in her Navamsha. She's got Mercury in the first house. Gives her that massive focus, amazing. There's an exchange between first and second house. Being married is actually going to increase her wealth as well. And third house is ruler moon, is sitting with Venus as well. Incredible, absolutely incredible. And so you can see there's wonderful things going on. Just wanted to have a look at the times that everything happened for her. So we have as I said, literally January 98, her Mercury started, and that activated everything for her, literally. Literally just she got, she's early American roles and things like that started, because she moved to America. She did quite a few movies, and literally she started to get her breakthroughs in 2001. When Mercury K2, and you can see Mercury K2 in her Dashamsha is first and fifth house. K2 is her seventh lord, because it co-rules Scorpio, is in the fifth house of the arts. And also you can see here as well, Mercury in her Dashamsha is the second and fifth lord sitting in the second house of money. So it literally activated her second house of money and fifth house of creativity. that dasha for her. So let's have a look at some things from here. So we know that with her, if we read the chart from the ascendant, we know that going abroad is something that she is to be experiencing for her career, 100%. And also Rahu is her 10th lord of the Shamsha, ruled by Saturn, co-ruled by Saturn, Saturn Rahu, and it's in the 12th house. As soon as she goes abroad, that is going to activate her Dashamsha. In some people, you see that in D1, some people D9, some people in D10. But I always check the 3 just to make sure that we know what's going on. So if we now look at her chart from Mercury being the Dasha Lord, look at that, 34 Ashtaka, anything over 28 is amazing. And from Dasha Lord, you can see there's an exchange between Moon, which rules Cancer. Moon has gone into the 10th house from Dasha Lord Mercury, and the ruler of her 10th and 7th house goes into the 2nd house. Wow, her career literally, and having Jupiter in the 2nd house. So her career gives a massive amount of money, gives her Jupiter being exalted in the 2nd house there. Amazing. 3rd Lord as well, being Sun, is in the 3rd house, and it's with Saturn. So Saturn is actually her, from Mercury, will be her 9th Lord in there as well. So 9th and 3rd Lord together there. It's amazing. And Saturn is also protecting that 9th house. But if we were reading it from her ascendant, it will be a 10th house. So Saturn is protecting that house as well. And you can see, but if you go back and read it from Mercury, you can see Mercury K2 can bring a lot of goodies for her. And indeed, in Mercury K2, she had the breakthrough part in the movies. Just incredible. And then 2006 onwards, she had world recognition. That would be Mercury Mars. So you can see that Mercury is, actually is the dispositor of Mars, and is very strong in the 1st house. Well, in Gemini, it's very, very strong. So you can see all of that. So that's how I would look at that, really. So I can just see that Rahu will activate a lot of things for her as well. And if we look at her D1, you can see that Brigabindu point for her is actually in her 12th house. So that is, she's destined to actually find that. And Rahu is aspecting her 12th house as well. And that's just amazing. And also Rahu aspecting her 4th house. So like residence abroad as well. So very, very beautiful chart. So, and I just wanted to just, and you can just see the padas as well. So you know that, Mercury being in Gemini also activates her 7th house of partnerships, marriage. So naturally that gave her that as well. So that is, I hope you enjoyed that. Just a quick little look at Penelope Cruz. I do like her. She's such a great actress. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thank you for joining me. See you next time. Thank you.